Welcome to the Simplify Your Life podcast. It's Coach Simona, and I'm glad you decided to tune in. Hey everyone! In today's podcast episode, I'm going to share with you cognitive biases examples. And we'll specifically dive deeper into one of the most common cognitive distortions called personalization. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Simona, certified life coach and author of the book 111 Ways to Simplify Your Life. I make weekly podcast episodes on personal development, so if that's something that you're interested in, make sure to subscribe. Now, before we dive into personalization and some helpful examples when it comes to this cognitive distortion, I want to remind you that this is the 6th episode of my series on cognitive biases, and there will be 9 more to come in the upcoming months, so stay tuned for that. If you haven't listened to the previous 5 episodes, I will leave links to them in the description box below. I've also made a special YouTube playlist so you can listen to all of the episodes on cognitive biases by visiting youtube.com/CoachSimona. Now, before we explore the personalization bias in depth, let's clarify what a cognitive bias actually means. A cognitive bias is a systematic error in thinking that affects the decisions and judgments that you make. Another popular term that has the exact same meaning as cognitive biases is cognitive distortion. Now, as we mentioned, the cognitive bias we're going to explore in depth today is called personalization. What does this cognitive distortion actually mean? Personalization is all about consistently taking the blame for something, even though you had little or nothing to do with the outcome. For example, you may say to yourself, "My boyfriend left me because I'm not good enough," which means you personalize his decision to move on from the relationship and think that it's entirely your fault, when we all know that it takes 2 to tango. Another example of personalization is feeling responsible for whether or not other people are having fun while you're with them. You may feel like it's your responsibility to entertain them, or you're always on the lookout for clues that they're not enjoying your company as much as you would like them to. I'm actually giving this example from my personal experience. I used to feel responsible for making everyone around me happy at all times. This was actually directly linked to the lack of focus I had on my own life. I was putting other people's needs first and not taking good care of myself. If you're too focused on other people's lives and you want to learn how to put yourself first, make sure to listen to episode 115 next. I will leave a link below. Now, let's go back to personalization. Researchers have found that many people who struggle with this cognitive distortion also have problems with anxiety or depression. For example, a depressed individual may think that if their partner leaves, it's because they're unlovable. Or someone who is anxious may think that if their boss is in a bad mood, that's because they're mad at them for something. As with any other cognitive bias, personalization can be tricky to recognize, so we need to be aware of its manifestations to be able to spot our error in thinking and choose a better, more objective way to look at the situation. The question is, do we all struggle with personalization, or is it something that happens to only a handful of us? The short answer is probably yes. While we can't confirm that that is the case for every single person on planet Earth, it's definitely something that is quite common for us humans. We all have cognitive distortions and blind spots. So although we may not struggle with personalization per se, we'll definitely have problems with other cognitive biases. I've actually made a free downloadable cheat sheet with the top 15 cognitive biases that may be holding you back. So if you want to download it, just click the first link in the description box below or visit bit.ly/15biases. Now, let's go back to personalization. When you have this cognitive bias, you believe that you're responsible for events that, in reality, are completely or partially out of your control. It also applies to taking things way too personally. Here's some more examples of personalization. Let's say a friend of yours starts talking about their personal beliefs about marriage, and you take their words as an attack against your own views on marriage. Or your friend is distracted while you're talking to them, and you conclude that you're boring and they don't want to listen to you, when in reality they have a lot on their mind at work and haven't slept the night before. As you can see, before we come to any conclusions, it would be beneficial to step back and assess the situation objectively. So how can we do that? What can help a lot when it comes to spotting the personalization cognitive bias is to ask yourself the following questions. Number 1, is this a fact? 2, what evidence can I collect to support this statement? 3, am I being rational here, or is this a cognitive bias? 4, if this is a cognitive bias, which one is it? These questions will make even more sense as we go deeper into this topic with the next episodes from the Cognitive Biases series. If you're curious to see what else we're going to cover in the next few months, make sure to download your free cheat sheet by visiting bit.ly/15biases. Thank you so much for listening. If you found this episode helpful, please like it and subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss out on my weekly podcast episodes. I'm sending you all my love, and I'll talk to you in the next one.